Hey everybody, welcome to Shifty's Club. Today is Friday, and that means the unlimited format. Now, I'm sure everybody knows about, well, those of you who are old enough players to remember the 2006 format, or 2005, 2007, around that area. Anyway, you guys remember um, the Lugia EX from Unseen Forces. Now, the Lugia EX from Unseen Forces was one of those Pokemon that everybody absolutely loved. For 3 energy, it did 200 damage. Now, in any format, we knew that 200 damage was enough to knock out anything. Wailord EX from Sandstorm will fall to that, which is awesome. Even though Wailord was pretty good back then, considering the circumstances. And one of the things I love the most about it is that it had so much synergy with some of the other cards in format. It's like Fire Red Leaf Green and the Delta Species and Holland Phantom set was actually meant for this. Basically, what we're looking at here is the Blastoise from Fire Red Leaf Green, which was really awesome. Basically, that energy acceleration, basically touching as many waters as you want in your turn to your Pokemon, and everybody would attach 2 water to Lugia EX. And then here's what would happen. Because you attached using a Pokemon power, you could still use Holland Castform or Holland Magneton. It might be Electrode, I'm not exactly sure. But here's what they do. Basically, their Pokepower allows you to play them from your hand as energy. But you have to return an energy from your hand or from your Pokemon. It's return one to your hand or you discard it. I forget. But anyway, you take one of those energy off and you attach it, and it counts as any 2 energies, like a double rainbow, except you don't have that ridiculous rule that it can only be attached to a non-EX evolved Pokemon. Anyway, the best thing here that we could do is attach it to Lugia EX. Attach 2 water energy to it, and then attach one of them and take away a water energy, and now it has a fire, a lightning, and a water, and can do 200 damage. Now, obviously, this deck was the most hyped and probably the best deck out there. But in the unlimited format, we have many more options. And I'm not including Steel EX, which is also included in the deck for 100 damage to a binged Pokemon. Now, in this new format, the unlimited format, we pretty much just recently have had a couple new cards to help us out with all of the difficulties that this deck could possibly have had. The best of which being Lugia X now has a way to get 2 energy with no effort. I'm sure everybody knows about the card Blacksmith. From our Flash Fire set, a supporter, attach 2 fire energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. Now, eventually that fire energy is going to end up in the discard pile regardless. So it's a good thing for that fire energy to be in the discard pile. That way you can get it back with Blacksmith. Then you can play Holland's Castform or Holland's Magneton or Electro, I'm not sure which one it is. And you could play it as a double rainbow. Now, with this strategy here, obviously it's going to take up your supporter for the turn. But the unlimited format, we have so many non-supporter trainer cards that allow you to draw rapidly through your deck. We have even trainers that are so great at its job. We have Victory Metal. I'm sure those of you who watched the drawing episode of the unlimited format draw support episode, if you don't know what any of these cards do, you can use that for reference. But basically, Victory Metal, not Victory Cup, Victory Metal. It's an older card. And then you have Poké Drawer Plus, playing 2 of them at a time, does great. Um, you have several different cards that you can use, which I absolutely love. Now, there is only one problem with this. How are we going to keep getting the same supporter over and over and over to allow Lugia to keep doing this? Well, we have several different options. First off, we could pretty much just draw through our entire deck and try to get via Seekers out, which I do run in the deck, or we could just find something that searches for supporter altogether. No, I'm not talking about Jirachi from Plasma Blast. I'm talking about Staraptor FB Level X from Supreme Victors. Those of you who don't know what it does, here's the rundown. The Level X has a Poke Power that says, once during your turn before you attack, you may search your deck for a supporter card should your opponent put it in your hand and shuffle your deck afterward, and you can't use it if it's affected by a special condition. But because Lugia EX is going to be active, you can use it on the bench, find the blacksmith in your deck, and play it. This will consistently get Lugia EX attacking on turn 1 because you can discard 2 Fire Energy with Blacksmith, you can attach Holland's cast form to Lugia EX all on turn 1. And this allows for a 200 damage attack on turn 1, which is completely insane, and using slightly older cards and some even newer cards. Now, here's a couple of things that plenty of people will wonder. First off, Lugia EX doesn't have that much energy, or doesn't have that much HP. So what do we do there? Well, Lugia EX doesn't need anything to add damage to itself. It could take things like Giant Cape, a Spirited City Gem, and several other Pokemon that boost up its HP, which is absolutely insane because a Spirited City Gem would help Lugia EX being a colorless type itself. Giant Cape could do the same thing. You could also use Winona to help find different cards like Shaman EX, even Altaria to prevent those conditions, which is pretty cool. And plenty of other things that you could actually use here. But without throwing a whole bunch of technical stuff around, let's just say that Lugia EX is a great Pokemon in the unlimited format. I'm not saying it's the best, and it probably never will be, but I guarantee you that Lugia EX is definitely one of the few Pokemon that we have to keep an eye out for in the unlimited format because people will be running it, trying to do 200 damage every single turn. And now, I guarantee you I did not go on a website to find this, and I don't with any of my limited decks because I don't believe there's a single unlimited site out there. Um, but I just use past concepts and try to retrieve data there and try to come up with new unlimited concepts. There was one player who was wondering if there was any website that I went to, to try to steal ideas, and the answer is no. I come up with pretty much everything I come up with by myself. The only time I ever take someone else's deck list is when, this happens. I can't play test. So I pretty much have to take someone else's deck and use it. But that's pretty much all there is to it, guys. I do come up with this stuff, so I've seen one player who asked me. So the answer is no, I don't go off and steal information from everyone else's website and use this as my own. The other question, it seems pretty weird. One of the guys, and this was literally recent, this was an emailed question as well. Neither one of these were posted on my video, don't know why. But another question I got is, how does any of the older cards make an impact in the unlimited format? They seem so weak. Well, I couldn't agree more, especially with the Pokemon. And I know that's what he means, is the Pokemon. The Pokemon make absolutely no sense in the unlimited format because they are so weak. There are a few exceptions to the rule, though, And those few exceptions are by far very few. And I'm talking about the Wizards of the Coast, the the entire Wizards of the Coast series prints. That's all the way from base set to the Expedition set. I want to say Expedition or Skyridge, and I'm gonna tell you, there's very few cards that can even fit that going in the tops there. Um, the first one though, base set Chansey, 120 HP, retreat cost of 1. Scrunch for double colorless, flip a coin, deny damage. But basically, you just keep it on the bench, and if someone decides to pull it up and can't knock it out, 1 retreat cost. So it does have room in format. Then you have Slow King, which is another great Pokemon. Whenever your opponent plays a trainer card, flip a coin. If they flip a coin, if tails, then prevent all effects of that trainer card and they still discard it, which is, I'm pretty sure they banned that from the uh, limited modified format back when they had limited modified format for that card, and a few other cards. But most of your trainer cards are still good because there weren't really supporter cards back way when. But anyways, I thought I'd answer those 2 questions for the guys who were wondering, so that way you don't have to wonder anymore. But anyway, getting back to the original point, uh, Lugia EX is a great Pokemon, and I guarantee you that people will try to use it in unlimited tournaments. And if you have a Lugia EXS that you want me to look at and give you any pointers over, shoot it to me in the comment section, or even just email me privately. That's fine. It's pretty much the exact same as my YouTube channel, shifty14326@gmail.com. I mean, I will look over pretty much any deck list that you guys have. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, you know, to post in the comment section down below. If you have anything you don't want everyone else to see, I mean, just tell me you don't want everyone else to see it. Send it as a comment, because all comments must be approved on my channel anyway, because I do cater to the young group, because this is Pokemon, and yes, there are children that play, there are children that watch this YouTube channel. So, yes, in that regard, I will, matter of fact, I will be going to the regional championships, and there will be I want to say a few, there'll be a few things that I want to get across through my YouTube channel before everything starts to wrap up before then. And just to let you guys know, the Pokemon fans, there are a couple of surprise videos that I'm going to throw out there. There's going to be some, I'm not trying to increase, you know, ratings or anything, but there will be a couple of videos out. You guys will just have to keep an eye out for them. But I will do a couple contest videos for people, and basically it requires submission and subscription, but you guys have probably seen stuff like that before. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. We're nearing 14 minutes, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Post any comments you have in the comment section down below. And as always, hope you guys had a great time as I had, and I'll see you guys next time at Shifty's Club.